Good evening and welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. I hope everybody's doing well today and you're making plans for the weekend just like I'm making plans. So my plan for the weekend is that I am actually going to take a short road trip which is going to be 3 hours long. Short road trip which is going to be 3 hours. Isn't that a oxymoron? Anyway, it's a 3 hour trip. And what I don't like to do is eat like chips and tortillas or unhealthy snacks along the way whenever you're on the road. Like I really don't like to do that because those are loaded with sugar. They are loaded with a lot of salt and sodium. The packet snacks that you get. So what I thought of doing was today I'm going to make a snack of my own, which is of course buried in my Indian roots, but it's so easy to make. It's versatile. And it's used in sweet and savory ways. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a savory snack. Let me introduce you to this food. It's now recently been called a superfood. And it is none other than these little things that are called, these puffy little balls. And they are called Foxnuts. They're also called lotus seeds. So if you went to Whole Foods or you went to a health food store and you saw it, they're called lotus seeds, they're called foxnuts, right? So this bag is about a quarter of a pound and it's really airy and light. So even a quarter of a pound is a lot of foxnuts. Okay, so what we're going to do is today I'll make what is called like a mixed snack out of it. And to give it a new flavor, what I'm going to do is I will add some cashews to it. I will add some raisins. I also have some sesame seeds, some Himalayan pink salt, and not regular salt because that's what really makes those snacks lousy. I also have some garlic powder and I have a little bit of black pepper. So the reason why I don't like snacks that are loaded with salt and whatever is that they basically have no nutritional value, and then you can't stop at one, and the salt and the oil in it keeps making you want to eat more and more and more, and before you know it, you've polished off the whole bag and probably put in like a few thousand calories in your body, which you totally do not need, okay? So these foxnuts, these are cholesterol free. They are non-GMO and they are a great source of magnesium. They're also really good for diabetics who have to get on the road because they really help to maintain the glycemic index. There are no spikes in your blood sugar if you eat these. So it's a great alternative to popcorn. And what I have going on here is I have a pan that's really hot right now. So basically we're going to toast them a little bit. If you see the texture of it right now, it's kind of soft. It is almost like popcorn, but you can definitely hear the crunch. So the best way to bring out the flavors of this is to, yay. Look, there's a seed that never got a chance to pop. So these are actually lotus seeds and that's what they're made from. And the pan is set to medium to low heat and I'm just gonna give it a quick stir. Hi Pooja, hi Tammy, welcome to Queen's Curry Kitchen. I'm making a quick snack to get on the road. So I'm just gonna give it a little toss, heat it up a little bit so that it'll be nice and toasty. It also releases a nice nutty aroma when you do that. So it's kind of a really fun thing to munch on. Okay, so we're gonna keep an eye on this for a bit. Imagine that's not even a cup and the bag is still full. This is about quarter of a pound. Okay, so we're just going to lightly roast it. I'm gonna get a plate ready. So we will toast these individually and then we will go back and roast all of these things. If you don't have cashews, you can use peanuts. I prefer to use peanuts. I just don't have any today. So you can see the color is changing. It's turning a little bit golden brown. See how it's kind of like a little bit bronzed. Yeah. So you're going to continue to roast this a little bit. And whatever you can do with popcorn, trust me, if there's a certain flavor profile of popcorn that you like caramel or barbecue or lemon, lime, whatever, you can do the same thing to this. It's really, really versatile. Actually, when there is in the Hindu religion, when people are fasting, they actually eat a pudding made out of this too. So you toast them, you crush them, and then you boil them with milk. And apparently it's supposed to make a very healthy and satiating food for when you're fasting. Okay, so this is pretty good. I'm gonna let it cool. I'm gonna let it cool so that it can crisp up. Right? And I'm gonna turn the flame back down to low, and now is the time to roast some cashews. I'm only dry roasting them, but eventually we will have to add a little bit of oil so that the seasoning will actually stick better to the surface of the Foxnuts. Okay, so just gonna roast these cashews. Just want to add a little color to them, and I usually keep my nuts in the fridge only because I don't like them to go rancid. We can also add the sesame seeds. I kind of like the crunch of sesame seeds, and even though it's not a lot, I'm gonna add just a little bit. And some raisins for that sweet taste. I like my snacks to be sweet and salty. If you only like savory, then don't put raisins. If you like sweet and salty, you can put a little bit of sugar, like a pinch of sugar, and some raisins for natural sweetness. You can put cranberries, like dry cranberries. So, you know, make it your own. I'm just trying to give you the possibilities. Some people also like to saute curry leaves and then, you know, really make them dry and then crush them in and put it. You can put dry basil. You can literally put any dry herb that you like the flavor of. Okay, so it's kind of, let it just change color a little bit. You can see this is really crisped up now. You see? It was a little soft now you cannot even press it. It's really crisp and tight, so that's great. Okay, so we are making this as this sautés. This is nice and cool, so you can see the cashew is now changing color a little bit. We will add just a tad bit of oil to make it possible for the seasonings to actually stick to each other and stick to the body of the Foxnuts. I can actually smell the aroma of the sesame and the cashew. At this point, I'm going to add my Himalayan pink salt. The other reason I don't like store-bought snacks is because they have regular salt, table salt, and that's too much sodium, so I like my pink salt. That's what I use. I'm going to add these back to the pan. I added the black pepper, if you noticed. Okay, I'm going to give it a good toss. I also like a little bit of color on my Foxnuts. So what I am going to do is add a little turmeric. You know, just to give it an exotic feel. Not too much because you don't want the whole thing to smell like turmeric. Give it a good toss. Turn the flame to low so that you're not burning any of your spices that you're putting in. And then last but not the least, good old garlic powder. If you like it too garlicky, you can put as much or as little as you want. I just want it to be mild on salt and mild on garlic, so. It smells so good in here with the roasting of the cashews and the garlic. You can totally do an oil-free version where you don't have to add any oil at all. You just take the Foxnuts and you toss them in just like you would toss the popcorn. So they keep getting more and more crisp. All right, this is ready to come off the pan. I did make quite a mess, you can see. And the last thing that I like to add is this, which is dry mango powder. And this is kind of like, if you couldn't bottle lemon juice in a dry form, then what would you do? So that would be dry mango powder. And it just gives it a nice tart kick to whatever it is that you're trying to make. And I think it's a staple in every Indian person's kitchen. So surprisingly, the turmeric never even went on to the Foxnuts. It's really concentrated on the cashews itself. So this is going to continue to cool. I'm just going to give it a good mix with my hands. I still have some spices that are stuck to the spatula, so I'm gonna clean those off. Right. So we have garlic powder, we have some raisins, we have cashews, we have some Himalayan pink salt and some black pepper. Just to this, I'm gonna add just one little teeny tiny pinch of paprika. Just a little bit. Right, and that's your snack to take on the road. You can either put it in a Ziploc bag or you can put it in a little mason jar and stick it in your car. If you took it in a mason jar, it'll fit really beautifully in the cup holder of your car and you can munch that on the road trip. So no more stopping at unhealthy places to get your snack fix or to polish off any bags of chips that you might get tempted. No need to eat popcorn that's loaded with salt and butter. So just make your own version of these Foxnuts. Like I said, high in magnesium, totally healthy, great for diabetics. I wish I could show you the crunch on this thing. Maybe I should just bite into one. You can literally hear how crunchy it got. And of course, there's a raisin. It's still warm. But the sweet and the salty, I absolutely love that. So that's that. I better not finish the whole thing because I have to save some for my road trip tomorrow. Really good. So the garlic really pops. If you just want to do a simple salt and pepper version, you can do that. If you want to put basil, if you want to put chili lime seasoning, you should put that. Just make it your own, but it's just really, really easy. And if you can't find, if you don't know where to find this, you can always send me a message. I can ship it to you. These are about $5 a pack or something, and shipping is of course always free with Queen's Curry Kitchen. Like always, thank you so much for joining me. Hi Marlene, thank you. Yeah, it is really delicious and it's just super healthy, you know, loaded with magnesium. It's the new superfood of the era. So yeah, you can even bake it, you can toast it, you can do all kinds of things. You know, some people actually even add sliced coconut bits and it tastes really good, especially if you have the curry leaves and the sliced coconut bits. It has this amazing South Indian flavor to it and it's really cool. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today to make my Foxnuts the healthy way. I hope that you will continue to show your love and support for Queen's Curry Kitchen. If there's anything that you saw today that you have questions for, do feel free to reach out. And also let me know what else you would like me to make for you, because I'm always making stuff, but I really don't know what it is that you would like me to make for you. So if there's a special request that you want to put across, please let me know what it is that you would enjoy seeing or cooking along with me. A quick reminder, we are doing a bread making class tomorrow online. So do check out my IG post on that. It's the Instagram handle is @QueensCurryKitchen, and all the information is there. If you would like to get the ingredient list for the Indian breads class, then definitely send me a private message and I will send you an ingredient list so you can actually cook along and make those fantastic breads as I do it online with you. All right, as always, thank you for joining me. Stay flavorful, be blissful in your lives, and take the time to enjoy your weekend. See you again soon in another video. Until then, goodbye, God bless, and namaste.